was a time of real enlightenment. It was in high school that I realized that I could earn a really good living as a drug dealer. Picture for yourself young teenage Clint sitting in the high school guidance counselor's office, very nervous. Dad's there. The question that everyone's dreading comes forward. So, Clint, what do you want to do when you grow up? I don't know, like computers are kind of cool. Programming maybe? Huh, I always thought you'd be a pharmacist, chimes Dad. I look at Dad and say, pharmacist? Where did that come from? Well, as high school went on, I became very intrigued by the idea of pharmacy. The whole drug dealing idea, that was pretty prominent too, but pharmacy seemed like a much better option. I decided that I wanted to go off to school at the University of Michigan. Now, I came from a middle class family. At times, probably closer to being described as a lower middle class family. My dad was a custodian at the high school. Dad spent more years unemployed than employed because of budget cuts, millage challenges, things like that. So college was something my parents encouraged me to do, but there wasn't a lot of college fund to be taken advantage of. But fortunately, I had joined the National Guard, signed on that dotted line, wore the uniform proudly, and gladly took advantage of the GI Bill. So from the GI Bill, a small scholarship, a little bit of help from the family, working part-time while going to school, I managed to graduate from the University of Michigan only owing $11,000. My dad had taught me many things, but one of the things that he taught me was to plan the work and work the plan. After becoming a pharmacist, I quickly found myself working in hospitals and advanced up through the ranks to where I was in pharmacy administration. Now, the University of Michigan had prepared me very well for being a drug dealer. It hadn't prepared me so well for having to be in charge of other drug dealers. So I decided that I needed to go back to school to learn more about leadership and management. Started pursuing different master's programs, landed on Central Michigan University's program. They were one of the first pioneers of distance learning. Got a master's degree in administration with a focus in leadership. Best of all, with tuition reimbursement, I graduated after 5 years owing very little out of pocket. It was that pharmacy administration background that led me to being recruited by Curlian Clinic to take the role as a pharmacy operations manager at Roanoke Memorial Hospital. Now, in case you couldn't tell from my Midwest accent, or the fact that I went to 2 universities in Michigan, I'm not originally from Virginia. So we loaded up the family and moved from Michigan to Roanoke. After taking my new position at Roanoke, quickly found myself doing a lot with process improvement, project management, that type of thing. I had been exposed to a number of things in my master's degree, but one of them was Lean Six Sigma. Really learning a lot about quality and process improvement and how to manage projects. And I realized that I really wanted and needed to learn more about that. So I started looking at different Lean Six Sigma programs that I could attend. Found out that Villanova University had an online program. Better yet, I found out that Curlian would pay 100% of that online program. After 2 years, I completed my black belt certificate in Lean Six Sigma. While at Curlian, I also found out that they were starting a Toastmasters club. Now, I had heard about Toastmasters while I was getting my master's, but I really didn't know how to get involved with Toastmasters. But when I found out that Curlian was starting a club, I was one of the first people to sign up. Now, if you're not familiar with Toastmasters, it's a group of people, it's international, that helps you to become better with public speaking and leadership skills. First couple of years, I didn't do a whole lot with it. I just kind of sat back. I'd make a meeting if it was convenient, if I had time, but it wasn't a priority. Then I realized that if I didn't care about my own growth as a leader and as a communicator, chances are nobody else was going to either. And so I got serious about becoming better at public speaking and not being afraid of getting up in front of a group of people. Went on to pursue the Distinguished Toastmasters, which is the highest educational award that you can get in Toastmasters. I'm very pleased to say I got that in November of 2017. Through Toastmasters, though, I was introduced to this really unique form of standing up in front of a room full of people and talking. It's what brought all of you here tonight. It's storytelling. And while I don't mind getting up in front of a group of people and giving a presentation, I do it quite often. What I really love is getting up in front of a group of people and telling a story.